OKX Venture is really the investment arm of OKX Group and deploys the balance sheet capital. We mostly invest in the business and the technology and the protocols that would be complementary to OKX ecosystem. OKX is, as we all know, is really a technology firm, and historically we've been building the exchange business and as well as the Web3 initiatives together with the on-chain data solutions. So we feel that given all these capabilities and experiences, it can be very helpful and instrumental for the development of the blockchain industry in general. And we would like to deploy capital in the business and protocols that would need the support, the infrastructure support for OKX. There are more and more capital or the resources coming from different stakeholders of the ecosystem. There are fund managers that are managing tokens or fiat and deploy capital in the blockchain space. There are also corporate ventures like ourselves participating and became very, very active given the relatively bearish market. There are also some of the layer 1 chain foundations. They start to deploy the capital to support the ecosystems of their own and also on the infrastructure front. So we welcome all these diversified investors' background, and I feel that this would make the investment space more healthy, more competitive. The blockchain has enabled and disrupted many things, one of which is how human beings are organized and behave. So DAO organizations, decentralized autonomous organizations, are particularly interesting to me. And I think, we are the proud sponsor or supporter of Gitcoin DAO, which is the largest Ethereum developers community, where they utilize a very unique model to do the public good funding. And we've done that, partnered with Gitcoin DAO and its community, promoting different technologies, for example, zero knowledge rollups. And there are some carbon credit tokenization efforts. We find that at the end of the day, in this ecosystem, the kind of stakeholders we want to work with are the developers and the community builders. And they are where the innovation and the build out really is. We as a centralized business running exchange and Web3 initiatives, I think it will only be natural for us to stay close to the development community. When people talk about crypto, always come to mind is speculations, pump and dumps, market fluctuation. I think what people tend to ignore or forget about it is how much of the building effort is involved. And blockchain from day one is an enabling technology. The tokens are created as the incentives, not really as a asset class to be speculated. I think as a industry player that has been around for almost a decade, I'm talking about OKX Group right now, we've seen all these cycles and the hiccups and the glorious moments. But we think that along the way, what has been consistent is the continuous efforts by the builders and the innovations around the blockchain. I think those remain at the core of the OKX Group as well as OKX Ventures value and effort. What we can bring on board is really the whole group's capability. And keep in mind, it's not a static one, it's ever evolving. And when we launch MPC Wallet, when we enhance our capability around gateways to different dApps and cross-chain bridges, or even our layer 1 chain efforts around OKB chain and OKT chain, I think the first call would go to our portfolios and see whether they can capitalize on or leverage on the group's capability. And that's what makes us distinctive and different from other investors. CSR is a buzzword these days. People certainly talk about the carbon credit tokenization effort, but there's also the blockchain-enabled evolutions or innovations around. For example, the DAO solutions that I explained. Oftentimes, the blockchain can be, we all know that it leaves immutable data on-chain, and it also creates an environment for decentralization and eliminates the attritions going through different middlemen. And in CSRs, oftentimes we find is that stakeholders cannot prove what they claim, and a lot of resources or value got wasted or squandered in the value chain. And the everyday person, layman, cannot participate directly because they don't have the control or access to the value creation part or storage part that otherwise got controlled by the centralized businesses. I think blockchain changed all that, right? So everyone can have their own self-custody wallet. They can create digital asset on that and store it and swap it and stake it and trade it. They can directly participate in and feel the change that the impact that they made to the environment or to the human society in general. I think that sense of contribution, that sense of belonging really changed the whole dynamic of how CSR works in these days.